Okay, today we're playing a game on Watchpoint Gibraltar. The SR doesn't matter, and we're playing Torbjorn the entire way through. That's right, Torbjorn. I'm not gonna bother telling you what our team comp is, because frankly, you're better off not knowing. It'd only depress you. So let's just start the game. So as you can see, we're up here, ready to go. We've got the turret set up. Unfortunately, we're on Gibraltar, so the turret doesn't get great coverage outside of this door. Probably better off building it outside the front door. Won't they see it through the window? Yes, it doesn't matter. So, my principal issue with how we play Torbjorn in this game is we basically play like a bitch the entire time. We play like we are the guy in the underdog movie at the start of the movie. You know, we've been working at the same dead-end job for years, and we're coming in, we're putting in overtime, but our coworkers don't appreciate us. We've been in the same loveless marriage for 10 years when all we really want to do is bone Stephanie at the coffee shop, right? But we aren't gonna have that happen by just sitting around letting life assert itself over us like we do in this game. We gotta go out there and we gotta show them that this 3-foot-tall Swedish man with one arm has the heart of a lion. We've gotta get on Reinhardt and ride him like a German porn star, and by that, what I mean is ride him into battle as if he was a mount, no homo. So as you can see, we're just sitting really far back, just letting the enemy team assert themselves over us as we spend our time futilely building a turret in a position that isn't even all that helpful, frankly. Fortunately, Reaper basically captures the entire checkpoint by himself. You don't believe me? Wait till you see what happens. Ho ho ho. Reaper's got it all planned out. He's got a fucking corkboard with red string on it, all over, just lining out the plan that he's got in motion, and wait until you see the payoff to it. It's beautiful. So there's a tracer around here, and she's in fact bored us to death immediately. And I don't mean she's bored a hole through our skull. I do mean that she has literally bored us to death because she is so uninteresting as a hero. We're playing the pinnacle of a hero design right here. You might not like it, but this is what peak male performance looks like. It's Torbjorn. So, we know that Tracer's out here, right? We gotta try and kill the Tracer. We can't let her bore us to death as she did previously. So we're implying some interesting strategies right now. And we built the turret. Great. Now what, though? Can't see a fucking thing. So it hasn't really been super helpful. So now we're going to try and build it over here. But as you can see, Moira's pointing the strongest laser pointer at the sky that you've ever seen. And she has, in fact, killed our Widowmaker. Tragic. We used this time to start building a turret. Unfortunately, Roadhog's there, making it rather difficult for us. Again, we're letting life assert itself all over us. Get out there and just tell Roadhog that you want to bone him, no homo, and it would be so much easier. Look, he's broken it anyway. Now, you might ask yourself, why play Torbjorn when you could just play Bastion? Bastion's turret is stronger than Torbjorn's turret, by the fact that Bastion is the turret, and the hero should logically be the strongest thing about the hero, so obviously, Torbjorn's turret not being the hero means he's less strong than Bastion, who is the turret but also the hero. You follow? So, the thing that Torbjorn has over Bastion is that, look, see, Reaper's plan, it's all paid off. The thing that Torbjorn has over Bastion is that his turret can be in one place, and he can be occupying a separate location on the map. I know. Fucking incredible, isn't it? So, now, we are in the difficult position, of course, of trying to attack as Torbjorn. It's always gonna be slightly suboptimal, because our scrap gen just isn't high enough to justify being a support, so we're really just trying to be a shitty DPS. Because you're gonna have trouble building a turret in a useful position. So the best you can really do is kind of just throw it down somewhere, and then go out there and start hitting them. Because the thing is, right, think about it this way, right? Torbjorn's gun fires fucking molten lava at you. If you got hit in the head by a pellet of pure molten rock, would you not be upset about it? Exactly. The enemy team are equally upset about it. So Torbjorn's gun, though it is in fact the slowest projectile on Earth, you might as well fucking mail the bullets to them. The bullets themselves are pretty powerful. So the plan when we're attacking as Torbjorn is that we put the turret down somewhere, ideally on the payload, but we've been having issues this game with that. And then we go out there and we assert ourselves with our molten lava gun, which is pretty fucking metal when you think about it, right? Quite literally, actually pretty fucking metal, because I don't know if you know this, it's a pretty subtle aspect of Torbjorn's lore, but he in fact smiths. I know, incredible, isn't it? So it is literally fucking metal, because he definitely fucks the metal as well. Don't tell me he doesn't. He definitely does. We all know it. So we are again trying to build the turret. Anna just missed the turret right before our eyes. She missed a second time. She has a sniper rifle, and we are the most immobile man in Earth's history. Sedentary rock moves faster than us, and yet she still missed. It's okay. We've built 2 turrets in front of their very eyes somehow. It's gone now. It's alright. We can build... It's gone now. It's alright. In 3 seconds, we can build another one. We threw scrap down. Here we go. Turret number 27 or something similar, probably at this point. Let's build it up. Here we go. We built it. It's in a little bit of an inconvenient spot for them to break, but it also can't see shit from back there either, so it's not really all that inconvenient for them either. As it happened, it was just kind of a big waste of time for all parties involved, and then we ran out in front of them. Now, you've got to remember that Torbjorn is pretty easy to hit, right? Like, he's a big old cube walking around with the biggest head model in existence, because I'll also, you thought Orisa had the biggest head model in the game? Pah! Don't forget, dwarves store most of their head in their beard. So, and then you'll notice Torbjorn's beard takes up quite a bit of his model. His head's his entire, basically, it's his entire fucking model is what I'm building up to here. So we've got molten core. We got no turret. That's okay. Because frankly, molten core Torbjorn is like as scary as the turret. We're trying to build a turret. Oh, it's holding on by a thread. Somehow they didn't break it. Alright, we've smithed up a turret and we're just gonna immediately start going in, and Reinhardt's gonna tell us to stop having any fucking fun. You there, small man, put the fun down. It belongs to me, Reinhardt. Now, we're in overtime, so we're just gonna walk up and touch the payload. We got some scrap in our inventory, throw that down there. Don't matter who gets it, just put it down. We got, with the 1 fucking % of scrap right now, we put it down. I know the turret, I know. I'm a big fan of immobile weaponry as well. But the scrap, yo. So against all odds, we've gotten it to the end of the checkpoint. We're now in Act 2 of the Underdog story, right? So, you know, we've sort of started to get an inclination that we're going through a midlife crisis, so we've bought the motorcycle. That's where we're at right now in the story arc, and we're building up to the eventual payoff where somehow we become a rock star. Don't worry about the steps in between, okay? Look, we're gonna get there. That's the important thing. We've just gotta build up the courage to put on the leather pants. Wait, Torbjorn already has his... He launched with a skin that has leather pants on. Never mind, he's already got the courage. We aren't using that, by the way. You'll notice we're using a far inferior skin. We even had the Santa skin, but we changed off of it in Hero Select for some reason. We would have probably already won the game if we were wearing the Santa skin. It's important to min-max your fashion. So, we've managed to build a turret, and we've immediately jumped on top of Reinhardt's head. Now, this is typically an illegal maneuver, but I'll remind you that I was talking about riding Reinhardt earlier, so this is in fact all part of the plan. Now he's dead. It was all calculated. Now, unfortunately, Moira, she's not as big as Reinhardt, right? She is a far inferior mount in a great many ways, right? So, she just can't support our massive girth. The massive girth of our molten core. And we shouldn't even try. So she kills us, and we're very upset about it, indeed. Moira's the wife, by the way, in the movie. That's why she's on the other team right now. We have an antagonistic relationship, really. She's actually the villain of the movie. But it's alright. The hero always wins, except for when he doesn't. Which is quite frequently in Overwatch, because in all likelihood, the losing team probably contained at least one hero. It's okay, we've got Molten Core. Molten Core, fantastic ultimate. 12 seconds of no fun allowed for the enemy team. Now, unfortunately, our whole team is dead, basically. But it's alright, because they know. When you use Molten Core, what you do is you just walk out in front of them with your high visibility jacket on, and you just slap a stop sign down right in the middle of the path, and they all understand, and then they just sit back, and they do this for 12 seconds. And then eventually we're allowed to resume playing the game. So we bought ample time for Mercy to come back and rest us. Now, we've thrown armor down everywhere. Unfortunately, nobody's here to pick up our delicious armor. It's very upsetting. We picked it up, but then we died immediately afterwards. Boy, doesn't Torbjorn's HUD turn into a fucking mess when there's scrap everywhere. Holy shit. So, I have a slight suspicion that they're gonna capture this first checkpoint. So we agree. So we start building the turret over here. Now, as an inconvenient place for them, it's probably gonna get us some ult charge. That's all you can really ask. So you'll notice that Reinhardt out here, he's very fucking in right now, as is everybody else. We've already lost this checkpoint, so ordinarily we should stop fighting over it. But we have the fucking Magnum Man himself, Torbjorn, right here to erect the solid diamond fucking wall. Don't doubt me? You doubt me, rather? Don't doubt me. Don't do that. You notice that Reinhardt's shield is blue. Diamonds are clear, but also blue in video games sometimes, because blue is a more appealing color than no color at all. So, see, you doubt. Don't doubt. Now, you'll notice that it is red on the enemy team. That's okay. We're not on the enemy team. Because the enemy team is red and not blue, they can never erect the solid diamond wall. Ergo, we are fated for success. Because theirs is just made out of, I don't know, ruby or some shit. Who gives a fuck, right? So, Reinhardt's come over here. He sees that we're having trouble putting up this turret, and then he promptly leaves us behind. So we are going to continue having trouble building our turret, and then we die. And then, because we're dead, our child, it has nobody to support it anymore, so it just spontaneously combusts upon our death, as infants are known to do in the wild. Torbjorn's a beautiful hero. It's a miracle, honestly. So, now you'll notice that it's alright, because Winston and Reinhardt are putting in so very much work over here. The video has stopped making noise, and I don't know why. I truthfully don't know why. Because there is sound in this video, because there was a lot of that was happening. Oh, there we go. It just started again. Fantastic. Oh, apparently it was because my headphones were unplugged. This is news to me. I didn't know. Anyway, so we've got Molten Core right now. Fantastic. We've somehow managed to regain control of that hangar, despite basically losing the checkpoint. How did it happen? I don't know. Fucking pixies or some shit. Who cares? So we're building a turret over here. Not really a great position, because basically that can happen. So yeah, it's a little bit inconvenient to build a turret with a Junkrat on the enemy team as well. And as you can see, Reinhardt's not really very invested in helping us build this. That one just decided to destroy itself for some reason. Let me just go, like, it doesn't say anyone killed it, right? Like, what happened to that turret?
No, he's 1 health. Junkrat's 1 health. Please kill.
Fuck if I know. Fuck if I know. Oh, anyway, so Zarya's doing this. That's pretty fucking serious. Oh no, we've been slept. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Frankly, just slap Molten Core. Who cares, right? Molten Core Torbjorn? Pretty fucking scary. You ever seen a fucking dwarf that is on fire, running straight at you? I'd be pretty fucking scared, and they'd be scared as well, because it's a fucking scary sight, right? It's just one of those things. It's not a natural sight. It's one of those things that just terrifies you, right? Imagine if you saw a crab start walking at you in a straight line, like facing you. You'd be like, oh, fuck! That's exactly the kind of reaction Molten Core Torbjorn elicits when he runs straight at you. That of a crab that can walk in a straight line. So, the enemy team fortunately have lost all skill, as it turns out. So, even though we've done essentially nothing this entire time, it doesn't really matter. You know, we've built probably like 76,000 turrets over this entire game. That's an exact number, by the way. You can go back and count if you want. It's perfectly accurate. So, we've built a great many turrets, but unfortunately, probably like 3 of them in total were actually in a convenient location to really do anything, or didn't immediately get destroyed upon completion. So, suboptimal placement, if you know, is the gist of it. But really, we're just letting life exert itself all over us, and we don't want that to happen. We don't want it. Feels bad, man. So, there's sort of, like, you'll notice that they're using a great many ultimates right now, so they kind of get to win the fight. That's just how Overwatch is. Overwatch is a very deep and complex game. Honestly, it's probably more complicated than StarCraft, and you could fight me if you disagree, because you're objectively wrong, and I'm objectively correct that this game is more complicated than StarCraft. However, it's probably more complicated than chess, honestly. However, sometimes it's very simple. If they come at you with 6 ultimates and you have 1 ultimate, you lose. It's just how it is. It's a very complicated division of resources. That Reinhardt just used Earthshatter twice in the same fight, and somehow they lose. Isn't it incredible? What a complicated game. So rich and deep and full of strategy.
But that was good. Oh shit. Just saying. That was really good though.
They were getting so much carry. They're getting carried so hard. It was the biggest carry.
Yeah, it was the biggest carry, so...
the sniper.
I know, it was like a 1v6.
So, in conclusion, we got the good ending at the end of the movie. The protagonist won. We got to bone Reinhardt. I mean Stephanie. No homo. And everything went well.